Bunesh? Yes, after welcome address, you can play the video. Shall we start, Bunesh? Okay, 1 minute. Can you? Okay, good evening, everybody. On behalf of Chinmaya Academy for Civil Services, we welcome you all. Let us start with an invocation. Sahana vavatu sahano bhunaktu sah viryam karavavahai tejasvinavati tamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. So good evening, everybody. On behalf of Chinmaya Academy for Civil Services, I welcome you all. I am Desikan. I am the Chief Coordinator of Chinmaya Academy for Civil Services. I am happy to welcome you all for this discussion on UPSC Prelims 2022 question paper. So let us, for the next few hours, we'll be having this discussion on UPSC Prelims 2022 question paper by Dr. Muruganandam. So let us just watch a small short video and then proceed with the proceedings.
Are you worried about crowded IAS classes? Join Chinmaya IAS offline classes. Only limited students in our classes. Chinmaya Group of Institutions has 50 plus years of experience in the field of education with more than 100 schools and colleges across India and Chinmaya University. We offer 650 plus hours of coaching with expert faculty team. Are you worried about crowded IAS classes? Join Chinmaya IAS offline classes. Only limited. Are you worried about crowded IAS classes? Join Chinmaya IAS offline classes. Only limited students in our classes. Chinmaya Group of Institutions has 50 plus years of experience in the field of education with more than 100 schools and colleges across India and Chinmaya University. We offer 650 plus hours of coaching with well-experienced and expert faculty team. You will get good personal attention, youth empowerment sessions to empower you apart from civil services coaching and much more. Hurry up, only limited seats available. Enroll now before it gets filled up.
So thank you, Bunesh. So let us start with the session. Let us start with the discussion. Let me introduce our the faculty and the speaker of the day who is going to discuss this question paper today. Dr. S.K. Muruganandam. He did his master's in computer applications. He did his PhD in engineering and technology, cross stream from Jadavpur University. He is presently serving as assistant professor and research guide in MGR University, Dr. MGR University. His very recent achievement is becoming an Harvard certified machine learning technique specialist. He is an experienced faculty for civil services and has trained several batches of students for over 10 plus years. And he has been associated with Chinmaya Academy for Civil Services for more than 5 years, for about 5 years now. His specialization is in constitutional studies, economics, political science, public administration, and current affairs. He's a very passionate teacher and is a very sought after faculty of one of the sought after faculties of Chinmaya Academy for Civil Services. So I am happy to present Dr. Muruganandam. Muruganandam, please take over. Thank you.
Host me. So first thing is, so I'll discuss each and every question with a clear explanation, and the source of the explanation also I'll discuss with you. If you have any dispute, you can put it in a comment box actually, because the thing which we'll discuss is a tentative key, because you know that UPSC will frame the question. We need to gather information from the multiple sources. Anyway, I've tried my level best of gathering information from multiple sources and authentic sources also, but we worked in a very short time because we have got a question paper on the afternoon only. So with the minimum time, so we worked a lot with our team. I extend my gratitude to my teammates. So they helped us a lot to work a lot. Anyway, if you feel that if something is wrong from my perspective or from the source which I provide here, you can put it in the YouTube comment box. I will clarify you. And some of the questions I've reserved for the later discussion. That is because there may be one more answer seems to be or similar to be the right answer. That's why I reserved those questions for the later discussion. So you can watch our website for the updated versions of it. Let's move on to the subject now. That is, before getting into the question, first of all, I would discuss with you the weightage, because each and every year we know that some of the subjects are very important. Everyone will know that the history, geography, polity, economics are the key components of the UPSC paper. Likewise, we must discuss about the weightage and split up of the paper actually. How many questions have been asked from which area? That is what the first part of the discussion. After that, we will one by one we will discuss it. Let me open my PowerPoint presentation. If you want to interact with me, so my teammates are there. You can put your comments, your feedbacks, everything in a YouTube comment box. So they will transmit your comments and everything to me, and simultaneously I'll try to clarify everything. Just a minute. Slide. So I can label this question as difficult, because somebody may feel that it is moderate, but it's a difficult question, difficult question paper. So don't worry about the cutoff. So UPSC as usual maintain its standard. It's a very, very standard paper and very distributed paper. Question have been drawn from all parts of the subject. So if you look at that, let me give the breakup actually. So the overall history component consists of 16 questions actually. So starting from ancient India and medieval, the modern and the post-independence, and cultural part of questions also. The entire historical portion consists of 16% of the weight actually. And again, geography will consist of 13 questions, and Indian polity consists of 16 questions. And economics and social development consists of 17 questions, science and technology 12, environmental studies 17, and current affairs and international relations. Normally, this paper contains more questions that will based on the map reading. If you look at this, the current affairs question, most of the location-based questions have been asked actually. So like Spain, that is most of the questions have been based on the match the following location-based, and you need to identify and you must have a clear insight of the world map. That's why I've clubbed the current affairs with international relations. So 9 questions, totally 100 questions. So if you have an overall glance of this breakup, so it is equally distributed. All the subjects are equally distributed. We cannot give more weightage to the particular subject. So what UPSC wants to convey with us that you must have a clear idea about all the subject actually. At least you have a basic knowledge of all the subject. You cannot eliminate particular subject, because 5 to 6 years back there was a trend. Once if you specialist on 1 or 2 subjects, you may easily crack the prelims paper, but the trend has been clearly changed. You should know at least basics from all the subjects. So if you look at the weightage, then that is the point. The first thing UPSC wants to convey to the aspirant, please, this is very, very important communications from the UPSC. So keep it in your mind. That is the signal for your mains also. You cannot depend on the particular subject. You cannot depend on the particular area or the particular portion. You should have a clear idea of all the subjects. That is what the first. So this is a subject wise split up. Now we can directly move on to because time is also the 6 o'clock. We can move on to the question paper discussion. I have the version A paper. That is, I have the version A with me. So so if you have a paper, then there's no problem. Or if you have any other question paper B, C, D, then simply the serial number would be changed. So you can easily navigate as per your question and questions, whether it is B or C or D. So I'll start with the first question in the serial number A, version A. The first question is about rapid financing instrument. This is the keyword. So while you are cracking this question, so it has been given in a double quote. Rapid financing instrument, definitely it is question from the economics. And rapid credit facility. So sometimes it can be labeled as a current affairs question, or it can be labeled as an economics question, because the rapid financing instrument or rapid credit facility is associated with which institution. That is a basic question actually. So this question, if you are very updated with the economics, you need not be a depth knowledge on the economics to crack this question, because this question can be categorized as the terminology based question, because there is no concept involved here. Rapid financing instrument or rapid credit facility is associated with International Monetary Fund. So for the first question, answer is B. I can give you an explanation also. Rapid financing instrument provides rapid financial assistance, which is available to all members. So there is a slight difference between rapid financing instrument as well as rapid credit facility. Available to all members country facing an urgent balance of payment need. Urgent. So the RFA was created as a part of broader reforms to make the IMF financial support more flexible to address the diverse need of member countries. So it could be applicable to all member countries. RFA replaced the IMF's previous emergency assistance policy and can be used in wide range of circumstances. So RFA can be applicable to all member countries. And credit facility. The rapid credit facility provides rapid concessional financial assistance to low-income countries. That is the major difference between the RFA and RCF. Facing an urgent BOP crisis. So need with no expose conditionally. So whatever the low-income countries are there, the rapid credit facility would be extended by the International Monetary Fund to the low-income country. If you look at all these notes, there's 3 windows for the RCF. One is a regular window for urgent BOP need caused by the wide range of sources, including domestic instability, emergency, fragility. Exogenous shock window. Urgent BOP needs caused for sudden exogenous shock. And third window is large natural disaster window. So based on the broad 3 windows, the rapid credit facility is working. Principles of rapid credit facility is working on the broader 3 windows, especially. So anyway, you need not to know about all this information, because the question is basically about try to find out the terms which is associated with What kind of institution? That is International Monetary Fund. So the answer one is that is International Monetary Fund. So you can go to the B answer. And second question. So this is what the authentic source have taken from International Monetary Fund. If you navigate and if you visit International Monetary Fund, then in the home page also you can find out rapid financial instrument. What is rapid financial instrument and rapid credit facility? And question number 2 is the core economic, especially core economic concept with reference to the very important. Here something is going to be referred with reference to the Indian economy. So Indian economy, the area is very clear. This is not a classical economy or economic concept. Consider the following statement. Let me read out all the statement. An increase in nominal effective exchange rate indicates the appreciation of rupee. Nominal effective exchange rate is a index. I will tell you what is index. An increase in the real effective exchange rate, that is also index. Real and near are index. The first one says that an increase in nominal effective exchange rate indicates the appreciation of the rupee. Let's resolve this. Let's discuss. Second statement is an increase in the real effective exchange rate indicates an improvement in the trade competitiveness. Actually, both are trade-related index. Actually, trade-related index measurement, because index could be called for the measure of something. An increasing trend in domestic inflation related to inflation in other countries is likely to cause an increased divergence between near and rear. This was a 3 statement. Once if you know about what is near, what is rear, and what are the difference between the near and rear, we can go with the answer. So let's discuss. First statement is a correct statement. What is given? An increase in the nominal effective exchange rate indicates the appreciation of the rupee. Near is a measure of value of the currency. I told you that as an index. Near is a measure of value of the currency against weighted average of several foreign currencies. So when we compare Indian currency with another country, there are multiple currencies could be referred with the Indian currency. So Indian currency could be referred with foreign currency based on the near index. So an increased near indicates appreciation of the rupee. So statement 1 is right. Statement 2 is incorrect because an increase in real, that is implies that exports become more expensive. This is a trade related index also. So when real exchange is increased, it could indicate that the export is more expensive and import becomes cheaper. Therefore, an increase indicates loss in trade competitiveness. So statement 2 is incorrect. And statement 3 is also correct. The near is the weighted geometric average of the bilateral nominal exchange rates of the home currency, as I told you, in terms of foreign currency. The rear is weighted average of near adjusted by the ratio of domestic price to the foreign prices. Increasing trend in domestic inflation relative to inflation in other countries create divergence in near. Absolutely. So whatever happening in the foreign currency, especially that will create the impact in the trade sector. That is what the third statement. So second statement is absolutely wrong statement. So when moving to the question, so answer is C actually. C. So the following statement 1 and 3 is right. Second statement is wrong. An increase in the rear, that is real effective exchange rate, is actually indicate the improvement. This is not an improvement. That is actually the problem in the trade. This is second question. And moving on. So this is the difference between the rear and near. So if you look at this, I don't go take economics class actually, just for your reference. This is also trade weighted index, basis of near. This is basket of the currencies. This more accurate measures, different providing accurate measurement. But basically, whatever happening in the foreign currency or whatever happens in the foreign territory regarding the inflation of the currency, that will actually create reflex on Indian trade sector. And third question, with reference to the Indian economy again. So it's a very easy question. So I can label it as it is a kind of repeated question. With reference to the Indian economy, consider the following statement. If the inflation is too high, Reserve Bank of India is likely to buy government security. First statement. Let's discuss it. All the statement after. If the rupee is rapidly depreciating, RBI is likely to sell dollars in the market. Third one. If the interest rate in the USA or European Union were to fall, that is likely to induce RBI to buy dollar. So it's connected with the foreign currency and foreign market also. Let's moving out to the answer B. Why? First one is incorrect actually. So probably you are very familiar with the open market operation. Open market operation is one of the key concepts in the Indian economy. So if the inflation is high, so what is it actually inflation? So when people have more money actually, when people have more money, RBI is trying to suck the money from the society. So if the inflation is high, RBI try to reduce the liquidity from the market by selling government securities to the public via open market operation. So first statement is absolutely wrong statement. Statement 2 is correct actually. Rupee depreciation means fall in value of rupee with respect to the dollar in free floating exchange rate regime. That is, India is actually trying to the mixed type of exchange. So depreciation takes place when the demand for dollar is more than the supply. That is called depreciation. You know that Indian currency is depreciating, foreign, that is dollar is actually keep on increasing its value. That's why the RBI is likely to sell dollars in the economy to increase the supply of the dollar. So second statement is right. Third statement, if the interest rate in US and European Union falls, there will be an inflow of the dollars in the Indian market, absolutely, leading to appreciation of it. Because once the interest rate fall in those markets, so here we will available more dollars in Indian market actually. To reduce supply of dollar in economy, RBI would like to buy dollars from the market. So there is a correlation between the statement 2 and statement 3. When rupee depreciation is that, so RBI will inject more dollars into the that is our society. When there is a interest rate falls in the US market and the European Union market, then RBI will try to reduce the supply of the dollar in the economy. So basically, these kind of questions had been previously asked also, but sometime now it's a little bit tricky actually. But this question is not new for the UPSC pattern actually. So we can go with the answer, that is B. That is, you can eliminate 1 and we can go with answer 2 and 3. And with reference to the G20 common framework, this could be another the current affairs actually. G20 is a very familiar body actually. Most probably this is a very straightforward question actually. No need of applying any concept or no need of memorizing any kind of factual information regarding this question. It is an initiative entrusted by the G20 together with the Paris Club. First statement, it is an initiative to support low-income countries with unsustainable debt. Let's discuss. Both are right statement actually. I have given the source of the answer actually. So initiative entrusted by G20 together with the Paris Club. And it is an initiative to support low-income countries. That is, this is G20 common framework for debt treatment must be stepped up. That is IMF blog. Authorized information must be taken. And the fourth question, IIB, inflation indexed bond. Inflation indexed bond. With reference to the Indian economy, again Indian economy question. Indian economy question. What are the advantages of the inflation indexed bond? Indexed bond. That is, we have 3 options here. Government can reduce the coupon rates. This is the keyword here. Government can reduce the coupon rate on its borrowing by way of induction, that is inflation indexed bond. Again, inflation indexed bond provide protection to the investors from uncertainty regarding inflation. Third, the interest received as well as capital gains on IIB are not taxable. Let's discuss each and every one. So here, first statement is actually right, because the government can reduce the coupon rates on its borrowing by way of, because if you buy inflation index bond, that is, we cannot predict how inflation would be in another 2 years or 3 years or in any short term. That's why if you are willing to buy, government can reduce the coupon rates on borrowing by a way of index, that is inflation index bond. Statement 1 is right. Statement 2 is also right. Inflation index bonds provides protection, definitely, because once you buy the inflation indexed bond, sometimes inflation may be high, other than high, that is high instead of that is the bond which you have already bought actually. That's why second statement is also right. Third statement, the interest received as well as capital gains are not taxable. Wrong statement. It is also taxable. So the answer is actually 1 and 2. So government will reduce the coupon rate as well as IIB. It will give a protection to the investors from uncertainty. That is why it was introduced. Inflation indexed bond. And with reference to the foreign-owned e-commerce firms, foreign-owned e-commerce firms operating in India. There are many e-commerce firms starting from Amazon, Flipkart. There are many e-commerce firms. Which of the following statements are correct? See, don't look at the question which have been ticked here. This is when the exam hall someone has ticked actually. You just follow my answer key only. So they can sell their own goods in the addition to offering their platforms as the marketplaces. First one. The degree to which they can own big sellers on that platform is limited. So first statement is incorrect actually. FDI rules does not permit e-commerce marketplace to follow inventory model or sell products in which they hold equity share. That is why the first statement, they cannot sell. They can sell their own goods. They cannot sell in addition to offering their platform as marketplace. So first statement is wrong. Second statement is right. Big sellers have their limit 20% for sale on e-commerce platform. So the degree to which they can own big sellers on their platform is limited. That is 20%. So here answer is B. B is the answer. And next question. So which of the following activities constitute real sector economy? So maybe economic terminology actually, what is called real sector economy. Real sector economy, that is if you look at all the four options, farmers harvesting their crops. Traditionally, we would have discussed about primary sector, secondary sector, tertiary sector, quaternary sector. So farmers harvested the crops comes under the primary. Textile mill comes under the secondary because textile mill converting raw cotton into the fabrics. Commercial banks or comes under the service sector. The tertiary sector, corporate body, because this is a financial. But the question might be new and unexpected, little bit deviated from the traditional economics. So we need to know that what is real sector economy. So if you look at that, the real sector of the economy deals with the production side. So here we can have a production. Farmer harvesting their crop is also production. Textile mills converting raw cotton into the fabrics also production. So we can go with answer A. This could be comes under the financial sector. But there is a connection between the financial sector as well as the production sector, because without knowing, that is without help of the financial sector, real sector cannot grow. That's why. So if you look at that, while the nominal economy deals with the financial side, the financial activities majorly support real activity. Maybe there may be their classifications between the real sector as well as the financial sector, but without obtaining help from the financial support, real sector cannot sustain. So this is what the information from this question. So the information regarding this question, we should know something beyond the normal economic NCERT books as well as the amazing whatever it is, because in every economic class and normally in every institute also, the economic syllabus has been framed as well as the primary sector, secondary sector, service sector, tertiary sector like that. But here UPSC little bit made some kind of tricky question like real sector. What you should know what is real sector. And next question, which one of the following situations best reflect indirect transfers? Indirect transfers is another maybe current affairs or the economy often talked about in media. So it is current affairs because the question itself it's in media recently with reference to the India. That is indirect transfers with recently reference to the India. The first option, an Indian company investing in a foreign enterprises and paying taxes to the foreign country on the profits rising out of its investment. Okay, let's reserve. A foreign company investing in India. First one is Indian company investing in a foreign enterprise. Second thing is a foreign company investing in India and paying taxes to the country of its base on the profit arising out of its investment. Third one is an Indian company. An Indian company purchases tangible asset in the foreign country and sells such assets after their value increases and transfer the proceeds to India. A foreign company transfers shares and such shares derive their substantial value from assets located in India. So answer is D. So indirect transfer is about a foreign company transfer shares and such shares derive their substantial values from assets located in India. This is what the very straightforward answer taken from this document. So indirect transfer refers to the situation where when foreign entities own shares and assets in India. If foreign entities owns and assets in India, the share of such foreign entities are transferred instead of direct transfer of underlying asset of India. This is what indirect transfers. And the next question, that is little bit associated with the accounts concept, maybe economics, but regarding the capital gain, capital expenditure. So with reference to the expenditure made by an organization or the company, which are the following statements are correct? Acquiring new technology is a capital expenditure. Let's reserve. Debt financing is considered capital expenditure, while equity financing is considered revenue expenditure. So second statement is wrong statement. Anyway, first statement is right statement. Acquiring new technology is considered as a capital expenditure. You know that what is capital expenditure? When we invest something, when we invest with a new form, when we invest with a new technology, that is called capital expenditure, because we would expect some returns from the new technology or new investment or the new market. That's why it is absolutely right answer. Statement only is a correct actually. New technology considered as a capital expenditure as it will generate a profit in the future time and helps to create the new asset. Debt financing and equity financing are considered under capital expenditure. But here what was given in the question, the debt financing is considered as a capital expenditure, but equity financing is a revenue expenditure. Definitely not. Equity is also like an investment actually. When we are purchasing the equity, that is also capital expenditure. So we cannot classify it as the revenue expenditure. So here the only one is right, second is wrong answer. And with reference to the again Indian economy, the 10th question, Indian economy, consider the following statement. A share of the household financial saving goes towards government borrowing. Let's reserve. Dated securities issued at the market related rates in auction form a large component of internal debt. So second statement is incorrect statement. First statement is right. Let's discuss a share of household financial saving. That is what we have, a household financial saving goes to the government borrowing as a part of public accounts of India. Yes, household financial saving is a public account. It mainly consists of provident fund. Even this would reflect into the polity concept actually, because in the polity we know that what are all the main accounts Indian government is actually having. That is, we have three kinds of accounts. There's one is a consolidated fund of India that is under the control of the parliament, and the contingency fund of India that is under the executive control, and third one is called public account of India. Public account is a liability of the government. Government must repay to the people. That is why indirectly it is that a share of household, because if I work at the particular company, I have some savings in the form of provident fund or some other savings. If government wants money, instead of paying, so in return, so in lieu with the paying of the interest, government will take money from me. That is why the government borrowing part of public accounts of India. First statement is right actually. If you look at, so you need not to the in-depth knowledge for cracking the first statement. Normally, if government wants money, government will come to the public borrowing. That is a very, very basic economic concept actually. A share of household financial savings goes for the government borrowing. Right statement. Second one is dated securities are issued by the government among government borrowing. Dated securities are major part, but internal debt include government debt, which is 18%, and private debt is 82%. So dated securities is not a large component of internal debt, as private borrowing is more government. So dated security is a document, or dated securities is the instrument debt actually. Dated security issued the market related rates in action form large it is not a large component. As I have given this, just it constitutes only 18%. The government dated security constitutes 18% of the internal debt. Apart from the dated security, private component consists of 82%. So second statement is wrong statement. Second statement is wrong. First one is right statement. And 11th question, that is somewhat. So I think there are some ambiguity in this question. Anyway, I reserve this question, but let me give some of the outline over the question actually regarding the contempt of court actually. Contempt, the ambiguity is over. The Constitution of India empowers the Supreme Court and High Court punish the contempt. That is right actually. Whether the Constitution explicitly deals about the civil and criminal contempt, that is ambiguity. So please watch our website. So we will work on this question to clear and very precise and accurate with an accurate answer. That is why 11th question is I reserve for the later discussion, or you can get the clear answer from our website actually. And again, just a minute. Yes, and with reference to the India, consider the following statement. government law officers and legal firms are recognized as the advocates. But corporate lawyers and patent attorneys, that is the right statement actually, because government law officers comes under Attorney General, Solicitor General, Advocate General, or government law officers, legal firms also. Sometimes these people may not be considered as advocate, these corporate lawyers and patent attorneys. That's why here also there are some ambiguity may be there. So you please refer our website again. Bar councils have the power. Yes. So if you want to run a law course, or if you want to run a university which have a law course, bar council have the power to lay down the rules and related to the legal education. That is why. So anyway, it has a slight ambiguity, but we can go with answer 2. Don't decide it actually. Again, we will work on it and we'll give an accurate answer. And this is a very easy question actually. Consider the following statement. A bill amending the constitution requires the prior recommendations of the president. No, wrong statement. Because as a polity, that is a polity, this question is a very basic and very important, because everyone, so if you are a very sincere candidate, without knowing the case 1 on the Bharati case, nobody can that is cross that UPSC field actually. Because in the case on the Bharati case, until the case on the Bharati case, the deadlock between the government and the Supreme Court has been clearly resolved, that how constitution can be amended. President need not to give his prior opinion for the constitution amendment bill actually. And when the constitution amendment bill is presented to the President of India, it is obligatory, absolutely obligatory, because you know that there are a lot of bills are there, starting from ordinary bills and money bills, finance bill category 1, finance bill category 2, constitution amendment bill. We have a separate procedure for each and every bill. So for the constitution amendment bill, President can never exercise any kind of veto power, because the constitution amendment bill must be passed by both the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha with the special majority separately. So there is no joint sitting also. That is why if the President really deprived of his veto power, all veto power has been completely taken out in the matter of the constitution amendment bill. President cannot enjoy any veto. Once the constitution amendment bill is presented on the President table, he simply assent the bill without exercising any kind of veto power. That is why the answer is C, 2 and 3. 2 and 3 is the answer. First statement is wrong, because constitution amendment bill can introduce to any house. And the Constitution of India classifies the ministers. No, Constitution never classifies the ministers actually. We have a convention, parliamentary convention, the 4 ranks, cabinet minister, state with independent judge. No, we know that the PM always shuffles the cabinet, council of ministers is subject to shuffle. So there is no constitution provision. We have a provision, but no constitution provision. The total number of the ministers in the union government, including the prime minister, shall not exceed, absolutely right actually. What is the minimum? So you should not below than 12 numbers. It should not exceed the 15% of the Lok Sabha strength actually. It would be applicable to all states also. So whatever having the lower house strength, so the council of ministers strength should not exceed 15% of the total number of Lok Sabha, and not below than 12 numbers. So that is why second statement is the right statement. So which of the following is the exclusive power of the Lok Sabha? Exclusive power of the Lok Sabha. Here we have 3 answers. So to ratify the declaration of the emergency, to pass a motion of no confidence against the Council of Ministers, to impeach the President of India. This is such a very easy question actually. So here the exclusive power of the Lok Sabha. So now so what is exclusive power? We know that second answer is perfectly matching, because pass no confidence is exclusive power of Lok Sabha. Why? There is a provision in our constitution that Council of Ministers collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. What is collectively responsible? Even if the one minister goes wrong, the entire Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. Unless they enjoy the majority in the Lok Sabha, they can lead the government, they can rule the country. That is why Lok Sabha is the exclusive authority to pass the no confidence motion. Rajya Sabha does not enjoy the no confidence motion. If you look at the statement 2 is correct. Article 75 of the Constitution says that the Council of Ministers shall be collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. This is a very famous statement in the Indian polity. It means that the ministry stays in office so long as he enjoys the confidence in the majority of the members of the Lok Sabha. In other words, the Lok Sabha can remove the ministry from the office by passing no confidence motion. The motion needs support 50 members to be. That is all different matter. First statement: if the president satisfied that the grave emergency existed, whereby the security of India or any of the territory of thereof threatened, whether by war or external aggression or armed rebellion, he may proclaim. That is, president may proclaim the emergency, but every proclamation issued under this article shall be before each house of the parliament. The question speaks about the exclusive power of the Lok Sabha. So the emergency must be ratified by both the houses, not only the Lok Sabha. And impeachment, we know that impeachment is a very, very important procedure. Both houses of the parliament will involve the impeachment of the president. So the house which initiate the impeachment cannot interrogate the president actually. So the second house can interrogate the president. President has all the rights to appear before the second house of the parliament, which is not initiated. That is, for example, if Lok Sabha initiate the impeachment proceeding, president will appear before the Rajya Sabha for the interrogation. If Rajya Sabha initiate the impeachment, president will appear before the Lok Sabha for. It is a right actually. President has all the right to defend himself in front of any one of the house which has not initiated the impeachment motion. So here, second statement is the right statement. And yeah, this is what the impeachment procedure. So we know that all the 14 days of notification and everything I've given from the election con and everything. Okay, if you look at this, charges should be signed 1/4 of. Okay, you know that all these things because this is a very basic question. And regarding anti-defection law in India, anti-defection, the law specifies that nominated legislator, nominated is the people, legislator cannot join any political party within 6 months of being appointed to the house. The law does not provide any time frame within which presiding officer has to decide the defection case. Let's move on to the answer. So statement 1 is correct. Statement 1 is incorrect statement. The nominated members of the house become disqualified for being a member of the house if he joins any political party after expiry of the 6 months. The question is about the law specified that the nominated legislator cannot join any political party within 6 months. No, he need to join. If he want to join any political party, he must join within 6 months. He cannot join after the 6 months. From the date on which he takes his, this means that he may join any political party within 6 months of taking his seat. So incorrect. The law does not specify time period. Yeah, because presiding officer has a very much discretionary power. Very presiding officer must decide. So who can be in the house? Presiding officer is the complete authority over the defection cases. You know that Tamil Nadu is a very exclusive and very peculiar state for the defection, especially the ex-chief minister Jayalalitha passed away. There are a lot of defection cases in Tamil Nadu Assembly. So you might have experienced that there was no time frame was given to the speaker to decide what is defection, what is not defection. That is why the law does not specify the time period for the presiding officer to decide disqualification. Basically, the presiding officer will decide the defection based on the notice of the whip. So that there is a very important office in the house called whip. Every house and every party will have a position called whip. Whip will issue the notice. Based on the notice, presiding officer will decide the defection. That is why second statement is right. And Attorney General of India and Solicitor General of India are the only officers of the government who are allowed to participate in the meeting of the Parliament of India. Let's reserve. According to the Constitution of India, the Attorney General of India submits his resignation when the government which appoints him resignation. Actually, first statement is wrong. Second statement is little bit ambiguous because normally Attorney General will resign. I will tell you why first statement is wrong. Normally, Attorney General will resign once the government resigns or when the government dissolved, because the ruling government only appoint the Attorney General. But whether according to the Constitution, so whether according to the Constitution, this may be the wrong, because it is a convention. Once the ruling party resigns from his position, or once the ruling party dissolved from the position, normally Attorney General would submit his resignation to the President. That is why. But first statement, Solicitor General will not get such a privileges for the Attorney General, because Attorney General will have all the power. So in the statement one is incorrect. Solicitor General do not participate in the meeting of the Parliament. As per Article 88 of the Constitution of 1949, Rights of ministers and attorney general in respect of house. Every minister and the attorney general of India shall have the right to speak. No solicitor general and additional solicitor general. So the attorney general has right to speak. You know that attorney general is the highest law officer in India actually, because attorney general will have the power to enter any parliament, any state government, any court or any judicial tribunal, because he would appear on behalf of the government of India. That's the attorney general, but not the solicitor general. Solicitor general and additional solicitor general is for like the next level to the attorney general to assist the attorney general. That is the first statement is incorrect. Second statement is also may be incorrect because it is not according to the constitution, but conventionally attorney general will resign, because when you read our constitution in clear manner, attorney general can be in a position with the pleasure of the president. So president can remove. At the same time, he can resign. Normally, he would resign once the government, when the ruling party, when the current ruling party resigns from the position or dissolved. That is why it is not according to the constitution. So I think both are wrong. But anyway, once again, you please watch our website for review. It's a tentative discussion only. That is why. And with reference to the writ is another common in the Indian polity. With reference to the writ issued by the courts of India, consider the following: mandamus will not lie against the private organization unless it's entrusted with the public duty. Let's discuss. Mandamus will not lie against the company, even though it may be the government company. Any public-minded person can be a petitioner to move the court to obtain the writ of quo warranto. So here, just a minute. What are the answer? Mandamus will not lie against the private organization. Absolutely right. Unless it ends a public duty. Yes. Mandamus is a Latin term. It's called mandatory. Mandatorily. So we direct to the government body or we direct to the public authority to do their official duty. That is called mandamus. That is why mandamus will not lie against private organization. First statement is eliminated. And it not eliminated. Not eliminated in the sense it is right statement. Mandamus will not lie against the private organization unless it is entrusted with the public duty. So it is a right statement. Eliminated in the sense mandamus will not applicable to the private. Mandamus will not lie against any company, even though it may be the government company. No, government company will comes under the Article 13 of the Indian Constitution. With the Article 13 of the Indian Constitution speaks about that is what is, I'm sorry, Article 12. Article 12 speaks about the definitions of the government. Article 13 speaks about the definitions of the law. So as per Article 12, government company is a government agent. So mandamus would be applicable. So second statement is wrong statement. Any public-minded person can be in petitioner to, yeah, quo warranto. Quo warranto is when, if you look at the newspaper, there's a lot of news regarding the appointment of the vice chancellors of all the university actually. So when the vice chancellor is actually not qualified, anyone can file a case in the High Court or the Supreme Court that by what authority? That is not quo warranto. By what authority the person has been appointed? So any public-minded. So out of quo warranto, all other writ petition must be filed by the aggrieved person, starting from the habeas corpus, mandamus, prohibition, certiorari. All the four writs must be filed by the aggrieved person. Quo warranto can file by anyone. So any public-minded person. So eliminated 2, answer 1 and 3. So if I'm right, C is the answer. Yes, if you look at this, literally we command. That is, we command to the public officer, we command to the public entity. So it is a command issued by the court to the public official asking to the perform. So quo warranto is also that is anyone can interrogate. And with reference to the Ayushman Bharat digital mission, there is ABDM. Ayushman Bharat digital mission. Consider the following statement. Private and public hospital must adopt it. Okay, let's discuss. As it aims to achieve universal health coverage, every citizen of India should be the part of it ultimately. It has seamless portability across the country. Let's discuss what is Ayushman Bharat. Participation in Ayushman Bharat distribution is a voluntary, including for citizen, voluntary including for citizen. Participation of the healthcare facility or an institution is also voluntary. So there is no must provision and shall be taken by the respective management, government or private management. So first statement is probably wrong. However, once the management decide to register the respective healthcare facility or institution, it is essential for all the healthcare professionals serving the site facility to register healthcare professional registry. So it is not mandatory, but once the particular institution registered for the Ayushman Bharat, all the professional working in the particular institution must register the healthcare professional registry so that the institution can become fully integrated with the national digital healthcare ecosystem. So it's possible for the healthcare professional to be the part of two facilities, hospitals, one of which may be part of NDHC, National Health Eco, that is National Digital Health Ecosystem, and the other one may be the part of NDHC, not maybe the part of. In such a case, the healthcare professional will be required to use their, that is healthcare professional ID only in the institution which is participating in the ecosystem. So if you look at that, it is a voluntary basis. So the answer is B. That is third one. First one is also wrong. As aim to achieve universal health coverage, every citizen of India should be part of. Ultimately, no, it's a voluntary. So third one is the right. And with reference to the Deputy Speaker of the Lok Sabha, consider the following statement. As per the rules of the procedure and conduct of business in Lok Sabha, the election of the Deputy Speaker shall be held on such date as the Speaker may fix it. Okay, let's discuss. There is a mandatory provision that the election of the candidate as a Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha shall be from either the principal opposition party or the ruling party. Let's discuss. The Deputy Speaker has the same power as the Speaker when the presiding over the sitting of the House. No appeal lies against the ruling. The well-established parliamentary practice regarding the appointment or Deputy Speaker is that the motion is moved by the Speaker and duly that is seconded by the Prime Minister. So these are all the regarding the Deputy Speaker. It seems to be the lengthy question, but let's discuss just a minute. So Deputy Speaker election. So we know that presiding officer ranging from Speaker, Deputy Speaker, panel of chairperson. So like the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker is also elected by the Lok Sabha. That is why when we read about the Deputy Speaker is responsible to the House, not to the Speaker. Itself among the member, he is elected after the election of the Speaker taken place. The date of the election of the Deputy is fixed by the Speaker. Statement is right. Up to the 10th Lok Sabha, both the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker were usually from the ruling party. Since 11th Lok Sabha, there has been the consensus the Speaker comes from the ruling party or the ruling alliance, and the post of the deputy goes to the main opposition party. Now, it is also the convention and the adjustment in the houses also. The Deputy Speaker performs the duties of the Speaker's office when it's vacant. He also acts as a Speaker when the latter is absent from the sitting. So vacant and absent. In both the cases, he assumes all the powers of the Speaker. He also presides over the joint sitting of the both houses of the Parliament. The Speaker ultimately has the power to join sitting. Once Speaker is not there, Deputy Speaker will preside the joint sitting. In case of Speaker is absent from such sitting. At any time before noon, whatever the presiding date is so fixed, any member may give notice in writing addressed to the Secretary General, a motion that another member be chosen as the Deputy Speaker of the House, and the notice shall be seconded by the third member and shall be accompanied by the statement by the member whose name is proposed in the notice that the member is proposed willing to serve as the Deputy Speaker. So this is the authentic information taken from the Lok Sabha, that is document actually. That is why the answer is 1 and 3, because why the second statement is wrong. There is a mandatory provision that the selection of the candidate as the Deputy Speaker of the Lok Sabha shall be from no. It is like an adjustment, because until the 10th Lok Sabha, only ruling party, now it is from the opposition party. So the Deputy Speaker has the same power, of course, right? The well-established parliamentary practice regarding the appointment of the Deputy Speaker is that the motion is moved by the Speaker and the duly seconded by not Prime Minister, another member only, another member. So this is what the question. Among following crops, which one of the most important anthropogenic source of both methane and nitrous oxide? This is also, so it has some ambiguity. So resolve the question, you can look at this word, because methane and nitrous oxide, that is what. So you can look at our website in the later part. And system rise intensification is also system of rice intensification of cultivation, in which alternate wetting and drying of rice fields that is practiced result in. So I reserve this question for the later discussion. You can watch the website. And next question. So which of the following lakes of West Africa has become a dry and turned into the desert? This is a current affairs question actually, probably. So this is the Lake Figubine. Lake Figubine very recently become a desert and arid lake. So if you look at this, it is in Mali. So climate change transforms Lake Figubine into desert exilling population. So very recent current affairs actually, about 29 September 21. And so Gandikota Canyon of the South India was created by which one of the following river? That is Penna River. It's Indian geography. This is the Penna River Canyon. Gandikota, the Grand Canyon of India. So if you look at almost known as the Grand Canyon of India. Gandikota is the Grand Canyon of India. So it is in Penna River, Andhra Pradesh. Penna River, Andhra Pradesh. And this is an match the follow question. So again, it has an ambiguity because here sometime some resource says that Nanda Devi is situated in the Kumaon Himalaya, Nakrak in Sikkim, but there is no such answer is 2 and 3. That is a reserve this question for the later discussion. So there are some ambiguities, but 3 is right. The question is about 2. Nanda Devi, whether it is in the Kumaon Himalaya or not. And the Levant is a term. Levant is a term often here in the news. It's a current affairs. Roughly correspond to which of the following region? So Levant is actually region along the Eastern Mediterranean shores actually. Levant is a term if you look at this. This is a Levant actually. Eastern Mediterranean Sea, that is Anatolia, Mesopotamia, Arabian Peninsula, that is called Levant. Because once if you look at the newspaper, that is you can easily crack this question. So the region along the Eastern Mediterranean system. So it's roughly corresponding to the modern day Israel, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, certain adjacent area called Levant. And next question is a map reading. And map reading that is consider following Azerbaijan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Which of the above have the borders with the Afghanistan? Because Afghanistan faced the crisis very recently also. Before Ukraine crisis, Afghanistan, Kabul crisis. That is why the question has been framed. If you look at this map of the Afghanistan, it is a map of the Afghanistan. The border countries are Iran sharing the border, Turkmenistan shares its border, Uzbekistan shares border, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, China, and Pakistan. So what was the option? Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is not there here, eliminated. So once one is eliminated, then you can come to the answer problem. So what is 3, 4, 5? Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. So Tajikistan shares a border, Turkmenistan shares border, Uzbekistan. So it's a very easy question once you know that Azerbaijan is not sharing the border with Afghanistan. Once if you eliminated all the one, you can this is the eliminated type of question. Whenever you have a more number of options, so it seems to be very easy question. So one is not applicable. So once you eliminate and you take out from the option, you can land with 3, 4, 5. And the reference to the India, consider the following statement. Monazite. Monazite is a source of rare earth material. Monazite contains thorium. Monazite occurs naturally in the entire Indian coastal sands in India. In India, government bodies only can process the export of monazite. Yes, if you look at this monazite is not present to the entire India. Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Odisha, Kerala, West Bengal, Jharkhand have the monazite sand actually. So that's why we cannot say that the monazite is a source of that is right. Monazite is a source of rare earth, contains thorium also, right? But naturally, that is if you can eliminate the 3. If you eliminate the 3, then you can go with 1, 2, 4. 1 to 4 is the answer. 3 is the wrong answer. Monazite occurs naturally in the entire Indian coastal sands. No, it is not an entire Indian coastal sand actually. So these are all the things actually. So, and answer is B, probably B. And in the northern hemisphere, the longest day of the year normally occurs in, that is called summer solstice, second half of the month of June, especially June 21, second half of the month of June. So summer solstice, why June 21? There is a newspaper, northern hemisphere. So you know that all the geographical phenomena, how it is happening. Summer solstice, why June 21? Because the sun will directly the overhead of Tropic of Cancer. So the summer solstice, the two moments during the year when the path of the sun in the sky is farthest north in northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere, that is December 21. Look at this. But anyway, June 21 is the second half of the June month. These are all the explanation. You can see this explanation in the NCERT book also. And this is also the match the following: Kokira wetland, Renuka wetland, Rudrasagar wetland, Shastrapota wetland. So very simply we can say that answer B. So only one pair is based because Kokira wetland is Jammu Kashmir. Here it's given as a Punjab. Renuka wetland, Himachal Pradesh. That is the right answer. Rudrasagar like Tripura. So just a minute, not one. Rudrasagar Tripura and this is Sastamukta Lake, Tamil Nadu. So only two pairs are matched. B. So two pairs are matched. Tripura and just a minute. Tripura, Himachal Pradesh. Second thing. And consider the following: Arogya Setu, Kovin, DigiLocker, Diksha. So which of the above built on top of the open source digital platform? Open source digital platform. So the answer is about, let's look what is, you know that what is open source digital platform? An open source platform is any platform that allows access to its source code. That is, especially if the computer science students know that what is source code. Source code is the one we can develop the application, we can develop the program and everything. Because Android is like open to, because anybody can develop the application in the Android source code to any other user developers. That is called open source platform. Open source platform. So I can give you an example that you cannot develop, that is, you may be the computer engineer, but you cannot develop any app in the Apple, Mac OS and Windows OS. If you to simplify this concept, I can tell you that if I want to develop a particular app, I just want to run this app in the Microsoft OS, I must have a memorandum of agreement with the Microsoft application, that is Microsoft OS or Apple OS. But if I want to develop any kind of application in the Android, that is very easy. That is why if you go to Android Play Store, you will have millions of apps for the different usages. You cannot find those kind of apps in the Microsoft platform and the Apple platform. That is why Android is most vulnerable for hacking. Microsoft and Apple is somewhat secure. Even Windows is also some sort of vulnerability. But anyway, to know the concept, open source platform is any platform. That is, anyone can access the source code, anyone can develop the application. That is called open source platform. Any other, even Linux is also the open source. Any other users or developers. An open source platform is one aspect of wide availability of open source product, in contrast with the closed source software. Mac, Windows are closed source, which is a type of proprietary software that reserves rights only the authorized individuals. Open source software aims to allow equal access to anyone and everyone. Open source products are oftentimes part of free software movement and associated Free Software Foundation by Richard Stallman. That is, it's a movement once upon a time. So here C is the answer, 1, 3, 4. So Kovin is not the open source. The Arogya Setu, DigiLocker, Diksha are the open source platform. And look at this. These are all the sources taken. Arogya Setu India Corona Squad, that is contract tracing and self-assessment app is now open source. DigiLocker, initiated by the government of Indian citizen, free platform, store and access important document. The platform uses several open source technologies to deliver the mass solution. Diksha built for using Sunbird ED, fully functional solution building block available open source software under MIT license. So this is the Kovin is not the open source. And next question is Web 3.0. Consider the following statement. Web 3.0 technology enables people to control their own data. One, in Web 3.0 world, there can be the blockchain-based social network. Blockchain is the distributed system. that is Web 3.0 is operated by user collectively rather than a cooperation. Let's discuss about it. So after that, we can conclude the answer. So Web 3.0 is the next version of the internet. Very important. It's the next version of the internet where service will run on blockchain. So blockchain is a very, very emerging concept actually. You know that everyone know the Bitcoins, regarding the Bitcoin, the distributed ledger system. That is a separate concept of Bitcoin, but even every technology is trying to adopt blockchain methodology actually regarding the blockchain-based voting, blockchain-based currency. It is a decentralized internet that runs on the public blockchain, which is also used for cryptocurrency transactions, as I told you that. It will be a permissionless and democratic. For instance, Twitter will not be able to censor posts, and Facebook will not be able to maintain a database of billions of users that can be potentially used to influence elections. That is a very important, because blockchain is a highly secure and distributive ledger also. In a Web 3.0 universe, people will control their own data and will be able to move around from social media to email to shopping using a single personalized account. You need not to have a separate account for all the things. Creating a public record on the blockchain and their activity. Blockchain of all that activity. All data will be interconnected and decentralized way, unlike the current generation of the internet, Web 2.0. So 3 key features of Web: ubiquity, that is semantic web, artificial intelligence, 3D graphics. So the most recent example we find NFT, non-fungible tokens. Non-fungible tokens is the most recent term. So is the answer here. It's a science and technology question. Emerging science and technology. All the 3 are the right answer actually, because it's a very emerging. You should be knowing that what is blockchain technology, how it is actually used in everything. You should be knowing actually. And next question. With reference to SaaS, that is software as a service. Again, it's a software license like open source. Software as a service. Consider the following statement. SaaS buyers can customize the user interface and can change the data field. Let's discuss. That is software as a service. Users can access the data through their mobile devices. Outlook, Hotmail, and Yahoo Mail are forms as a SaaS. Let's discuss. So what is software? Just a minute. 1 minute. Yeah. Software as a service allows user to connect to and use cloud-based app. If you know the that is the cloud-based app, that is Microsoft Office 365. Here I have given over the internet. Common examples are email, calendaring, and Office tool. SaaS provides complete software solution which you purchase on pay as you go basis from cloud service provider. You rent the use app for your, because each and every month you need to pay. Even if I'm using the Zoom app now, it's cloud-based service, I need to pay for that. That is the software as a service. I have a software I cannot use without paying it. The service software. So a user connect to over the internet, usually within a web browser, access app data from anywhere with the data stored in the cloud, because my recording would be stored in the cloud actually. User can access their information from any internet connected computer, and when app data is stored in the cloud, no data is lost if a user computer or device fails. That is why it's a cloud-based platform. Even I lose my laptop, I lose my devices, I can access my data which has been already stored in the cloud-based platform. If you have used a web-based email such as Outlook and Hotmail, Yahoo Mail, when you have already used a form of SaaS, that is with the services, you log into the account over the internet, often from web browser. That is why you cannot, that is just a minute. All the 3 are the correct, because when I pay to the software, I can customize it actually. That is why when take all the 3, so SaaS buyers can customize. Yes, I can customize, because if I buy a Zoom, I can customize how many users can interact, how many accounts could be created. User can access the data through the mobile devices also, of course. And Outlook, Hotmail, Yahoo are the forms of SaaS. Yeah, that's also right. Outlook, Hotmail. So all the 3 are the right answer. And which of the following statement best reflect the idea behind the fractional orbital bombardment system? Science and technology question. So it is like a terminology you should find out. Fractional bombardment, option orbital bombardment system. So yeah, it is a fractional orbital bombardment system. Is a warhead actually, warhead delivery system that uses the low Earth orbit towards its target destination. Low Earth orbit. Just before reaching the target, it deorbits through the retrograde engine burn. So the idea behind FOBS is warhead. It's put in the stable orbit and it deorbit over the target. So target would be deorbited. Actually, this is the source. Actually, it was a Financial Express newspaper that if the target and the launch position is lined up and the warhead keeps going round, it will complete the circle. Obviously, with the Earth moving doing this, it's more of a spiral than a ring. So the answer is it is actually a warhead actually. So a missile it's put into the stable orbit around the Earth and deorbits over the target on the Earth. This is what the fractional orbital bombardment system. You may get some of the animation video in the YouTube. What is fractional orbital bombardment system? You can later see that. And which one of the following is the context of qubit? Qubit, very easy, is a quantum computing. Quantum computing. It is a hint actually. UPSC given in this question is also qubit is a measurement of the qubit. So the phrase quantum supremacy was coined. That I don't want to waste your time for reading all this information. Qubit is the here. If you look at qubit, is the smallest unit of quantum information. There's a concept called quantum entanglement. So you can read this quantum entanglement. The quantum entanglement, the smallest unit called quantum information, which is a quantum analog of the regular computer bit used in the field of. So you know that computer is always using the binary code. Binary code of 0 is 1. Now we are in the age of the quantum computing. So you may have your tutor might have taught you that what is called quantum computing. In the quantum computing, we are qubit. How the way we are using the binary code for the traditional computer in the current days computer, the current era computer is using the binary code of 0 and 1 here. So qubit is a measurement of the quantum computing. So it's a very easy question actually. Compare with another science and technology question. Which one of the following is the context of which the term is qubit is mentioned? Quantum computing. And next question, consider the following about closed circle television, radio frequency identification, wireless local area network. Which of the above are considered short range devices and technology? Short range devices and technology. Let's discuss about what are all the short range. So all the three are the short range. So that is wireless local area network. There is a very short wireless local area network is your Wi-Fi actually. That is also short range. Radio frequency identification, RFID. RFID, I can give you example of your very recently government has introduced FASTag in your car. That is RFID. That will work when your car moves closer to the scanner. Closed circuit television. That is also very short range. So these are all the things I can give you that short range devices or radio devices that offer the low risk interface with other radio devices. Access control, alarms, closed circuit television, cordless audio devices, industrial control, local area network, medical implant, metering device, remote control, radio frequency. These are all the things we can give us. Very easy question actually. If you look at that, just if you think that what is necessary and what is the usage of all these three things, you can easily crack this question actually. And biofilms, another kind of science and technology or biological ways. Biofilms can form on medical implants within a human tissues. Biofilms can form on food and food processing surface. Biofilms can exhibit antibiotic resistance. So biofilm is an association of the microorganism in which microbial cells adhere to each other on living or non-living surfaces within a self-produced matrix of extracellular polymer substance. So here answer, we can say that all the three is. So what the usage of the biofilm? Biofilm formation is a multi-step process starting with an attachment to the surface, then forming a microcolony that leads to the formation of three-dimensional structure, and finally ending with the maturation follows with the detachment. During biofilm formation, many species of bacteria are able to communicate with one another through the specific mechanism called quorum sensing. It is a system of stimulus to coordinate different gene expression. Bacterial biofilm is less accessible to antibiotics and the human immune system, and this poses big threat to the public health because of its involvement of variety of infectious disease. So These are all the biofilms can form on medical implants also. It can be used. I'm sorry. So can form a food and food processing surface also. So answer is about all the three would be applicable. And so these are the again usage of the biofilms may form on living or non-living surfaces. We can use the bacteria and microbes by using the technology of the biofilm. We can create living and non-living surfaces and can be prevalent in natural, industrial, and hospital setting. That is why medical associate. Biofilm can be present on the teeth of most animals as dental plaque, where they may cause tooth decay and gum disease. A combination of several pathogens can synergistically interact of the biofilms in the food industry. Very important. In food processing environment, bacteria are able to exist in the multi-species biofilms, from where both the spoilage and pathogenic bacteria can contaminate the food. For instance, in the fishing industry, fresh fish product can suffer from biofilm formation by mixed pathogenic species, Aeromens hydrophilia and monocytogens, Enterica, Vibrio. These are all the different kind of the pathogens it will affect to the fresh fishing industry actually. So that's why all the three answers would be covered. And consider the following statement respect to the probiotics. Probiotics is a kind of biotechnology question. So probiotics are made up of both bacteria and the yeast. The organisms in probiotics are found in food we ingest, but they do not naturally occur in our gut actually. Probiotics help in the digestion of the milk and sugars. So here, so probiotics are foods that made up of good live bacteria or yeast that naturally stay in the human body. That is why probiotic made of both bacteria and yeast. And second thing is, so first statement is right actually. So probiotics are made of both bacteria and yeast. That is right actually. Second statement is wrong because, just a minute, the organisms in probiotics are found in the food we ingest. It is not naturally occur. No, as per the key, it is naturally stay in the human body. Human body is the host to good and bad bacteria. Whichever one gets an infection, there is a more bacteria that is bad. Probiotic supplements add good bacteria to the human body. These are the combination of beneficial bacteria and yeast that naturally stay in the human body. Bacteria is not always a negative addition to the, because many of the people assumes that if bacteria is always negative. No, it's a very good bacteria which will help us for some of the important biochemical reactions in our body. So probiotics are the part of the larger picture concerning bacteria and your body, which is called your microbiome. These microbes are bacteria, fungi, virus, and protozoa in our body. So 1 and 3 is answer. Second one is eliminated. So answer must be C. And so benefits of probiotics in nutshell. So what are all the benefits of the probiotic? Help the digestive system of the body, keeping bad bacteria from getting out of the control, create vitamins in the body, help support the cell. These are the sources also given in this question. You can check with the sources actually. And breakdown and observation medications also. The next one. So in the context of the vaccine manufactured to prevent COVID-19 pandemic, consider the following. Here also some of the ambiguity over this question regarding the Sputnik 5 vaccine. Anyway, let's discuss. But we can later also we can update our answer key in our website actually, because here the Serum Institute of India produced COVID-19 vaccine named Covishield using mRNA platform. Sputnik 5 vaccine is manufactured vector-based platform. That is an ambiguity here. Covaxin is an inactivated pathogen. Let's discuss. So that is why I've given this an ambiguity. But as of now, tentatively I can give a C 1 and 3 because Covishield is a recombinant replication deficient chimpanzee adenovirus vector encoding SARS-CoV-2. That is, but in here the Sputnik 5 is the world's first registered vaccine based on well-studied human adenovirus vector platform. That is a ambiguity. That's why tentatively I can give a C, but don't fix with the C. I'll update later in the website also. So this is the source I've taken from all this Covaxin, Sputnik 5 and everything actually. And the 40th question also some ambiguity. Here also ambiguities are there in the question number. If a major solar flare reaches the Earth, which of the following are possible effects on the Earth? So let's update this answer in the website. because there are 7 options in this question. So it will little bit take some time to analyze all the options. That is why just let's have a time to analyze each and every option, because I mean it is very rare that UPSC will give a 7 options question. Moving to the next question. Climate action tracker, which monitors the emission reduction pledges of the different countries. So climate action tracker, so we can easily crack this actually. Probably it may be the database actually. So, but what are the different options? Database created by Coalition of Research Organization, wing of International Panel of Climate Change, committee under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, agency promoted and financed. All the 4 answers. But climate action tracker is an independent scientific analysis that tracks government climate action. So basically, it's a database actually. You can refer with the climate action tracker website also. Basically, it's a database against globally agreed. There is Paris Agreement of holding warming. That is, it will track every country's activity of reducing the global warming. That is why it's a database. Answer 1. Database created by the Coalition of Research Organizations. Basically, it's 2 research organizations are involved here. 2 research. That is the collaboration of 2 organizations: Climate Analytics, New Climate Institute, and the climate group. It seems to be a lengthy question, but somewhat easy. Climate change. The climate group is an international non-profit organization, but drives climate action by building large networks and runs them. The International Energy Agency, in partnership with the climate group, launched a global initiative, EP100. EP100 brings together leading companies committed to driving innovation in energy efficiency, increasing competitiveness while delivering an emission reduction goal. Seems to be a lengthy statement, whatever it is, we can easily eliminate it actually. The International Energy Agency is secretary to the under 2 coalition. They discuss about climate group is an international non-profit founded 2003. So what is the answer must be like. So let's discuss one by one. Just a minute. Which offices in London, New York, New Delhi, Amsterdam, and Beijing? Their mission is to drive climate action fast. This group fills run network. So definitely 1 would be applicable. Just a minute. One is applicable. What about the second? EP100 is a global initiative led by international non-profit climate group, bringing together over 120 energy smart business committed to measuring and reporting energy efficiency improvement. So here, the International Energy Agency in the partnership, no. For EP100, there is EP100 is a global initiative led by international non-profit climate group, bringing together 120 energy smart business. So this is second is eliminated. So we'll try to, once if you try to eliminate second, I can go with answer B. Yes, answer B is right answer. Anyway, we'll discuss all the other. Mahindra & Mahindra from India is the first Indian company join EP. So Mahindra & Mahindra is like a non-profit for the energy matter. Climate group is a secretary under 2 coalition and work in the government accelerate through the work streams, pathways, policy action, transparency, diplomacy. So these are the sources I've taken from. You can refer it, you can dispute and you can protest my answer also, because after today afternoon only I've collected all this information. If you have any dispute, we can put it in the comment box. If the rainforest, 43rd question, if the rainforest and the tropical forest are the lungs of the earth, probably Amazon forest be called as rainforest. Amazon rainforest are lungs of the earth because it will give more oxygen. And surely wetlands functions as the kidney. Which one of the following functions of the wetland best reflects the above statement? This is a very nice question framed by the UPSC actually, because it seems that the geography question I can classify as the pure geography question. But if you don't know what is rainforest, if you don't know what is the tropical forest, but the common sense you can answer it. I can compare with the lungs and kidney. Both organs have been given in the question. What is the duty of the lungs? Lungs is an inhale and exhale. So basically, analogically, lungs is associated with the the air and the adhesion. So you can infer that rainforest and tropical forest is associated with the oxygen and carbon dioxide. Then what is the duty and what is the work of the kidney in the body? The kidney, the duty of the kidney is to filter the waste material. So likewise, you can compare all the four answers. What is the duty of the kidney? The first one is the exact answer is the first one. The water cycle in wetland involves surface runoff. That is what given. Which one of the following functions of wetland? So here wetland is there, involves surface runoff, subsoil percolation and evaporation. So when you compare with, even the question is, it's a nature of the comparison between the lungs and kidney. So if you compare rainforest as well as the tropical forest to the lungs, wetlands is a kidney, it will compare. So the water cycle in the wetlands is surface runoff, subsoil percolation, evaporation. Your kidneys removes waste and extra fluid from your body. Your kidney also removes acid that is produced in the cells of your body and maintain healthy balance of equilibrium would be maintained by the kidney. So kidney is like a cell, because in the biology you could have discussed about a lot of the kidneys, organs, internal organs, Bowman capsules, all the kidney tubes and everything. That is why this question could be cracked in the two ways. One is from the traditional geographical knowledge, another one is from the common sense you could use in your example actually. The wetlands filter the runoff before it reaches to the open water. Nutrients are stored in the absorbed by the plants and microorganisms. Sediment settles at the bottom after reaching area. Slow area water flow and water air quality. In the context of World Health Organization air quality guidelines, consider the following statement. The 24-hour mean of particulate matter 2.5 should not exceed 15 microns m cube, and annual mean of particle 2 should not exceed 5. There are some data involved. Anyway, we'll think about in a year. This is 24 hours data. In a year, the highest level of ozone pollution occurred during the periods of inclement weather. Particulate matter 10 can penetrate the lung barrier and enter the bloodstream. Excessive ozone in the air can trigger the asthma. Let's move on to the. So the updated guidelines of the annual average concentration should not exceed 5, while 24 hours should not exceed 15. So answer must be B here. B. So B is answer. That is 1 and 4 only, because 1 is the right statement, 4 is excessive. Excessive ozone is trigger asthma. So this is also wrong. This is also wrong. Sorry. Yes, 1 and 4 is the right answer. It's the right actually. This is first statement is right actually. Yes. And again the Gachi. So Gachi is it's a terminology based question, sometime mentioned in the news. So current affairs also involved. So it is a fungus grown in some Himalayan forest areas. It is commercially cultivated in the Himalayan foothills. So Gachi is the mushroom. It is a mushroom actually. Let me open the link also. I'll give it the link. So it's a mushroom. It's I think it is Indian Express paper, current affairs. So Gachi is a mushroom, expensive, delicious, and full health benefit actually. So that is the answer. Just a minute. So answer 1 and 2. So grows in the Himalayan forest. 1 and 2 is the answer. It's a fungus family. Mushroom is a fungus family. And with reference to the polyethylene terephthalate, the use of which is so widespread in our daily lives, consider the following statement. Just a minute. It's a fiber can be blended with the wool on cotton fibers to reinforce their properties. Containers made of it can be used to store any alcoholic beverages. Bottles made it can be recycled into other products. Articles made of it can be easily disposed of the incineration without causing greenhouse gas. Incineration is a type of disposing the that's plastic waste is actually. So 1 and 3 is the answer. A is the answer. 2 is the wrong answer, and 4 is also the wrong answer. Here we can always take a step of any alcoholic beverages cannot be stored in this kind of container. and it cannot made of this can be easily disposed. It cannot be easily disposed to incineration because plastic is always a plastic, polyethylene, terephthalate. So 1 and 3 is the answer. So there are often used durable press blends with other fibers such as rayon, wool, and cotton, reinforcing inherent properties. So state government bans it as a harmful. So PET is a completely recyclable, and it's most recycled plastic in the US and worldwide. More than 1 billion pounds used to PET bottles and containers are recovered in the US. The burning of plastic releases toxic gases like Dixon's, phones, and mercury, and polychlorinated 5-phenyls, called BCP, into the atmosphere, poses threat to the vegetation. So you cannot simply incinerate without emitting anything. That is why the statement is wrong. Not a bird. So which of the following is not a bird? It is also a very easy question. Golden mercer is not a bird, it's a fish actually. So if you look at this is a golden mercer. So it's a very easy question. It is a large freshwater fish, also called the tiger of the water, and found only in the Kaveri River basin. Golden mercer. The Indian nightjar species are nocturnal birds which longs pointed with short legs. So second thing is this is the nocturnal. Spoonbill is a bird, white ibis is a bird. These are all the bird. This is a fish. And which of the following are nitrogen fixing plant? So 2, I think 1, 3, 4 is the answer if I'm right. Anyway, you can refer it. These are the factual information. So Amarnath, spinach, purslane are not nitrogen fixing. Any have taken from some of the resources, Hindu resources. I can go with answer A, 1, 3, 4. So 2, 5, 6 is not there. Anyway, check it out because the factual information we can check it in Google also. There is bio-rock technology is talked about in which of the following situation? Bio-rock technology. Restoration of the damaged coral reef, development of building material using plant residues, identification of areas for exploration, extraction, shale gas, providing salt licks. Let's think about bio-rock or the mineral accretion technology is a coral reef restoration technology that utilizes the low voltage electricity to improve the health and growth rates of corals. So probably is the right answer actually. So normally damaged coral reef. So bio rock is a damaged restoration of the damaged coral. It is not a building material or shale gas are providing. So the technology works by passing small amount of electric current through electrodes in the water. When the positively charged anode and negatively charged cathode are placed on the sea floor with an electric current flowing between them, calcium ions combine with the carbonate ions and other the structure cathode. This result in the calcium carbonate formation that is very important for a coral reef. So coral larvae adhere to the CaCO3 and grow quickly. So fragments of broken corals are tied to the biorock structure. So where they are able to grow at least 4 to 6 times further. Probably it was implemented very recently in the Gulf of Kutch in the Gujarat region actually. So it's a current affairs question basically. So it is like a skeleton made of the biorock, and the calcium carbonate would be sedimented in the skeleton basis, and it seems to be the new coral reef would be grown. Their actual growth, and they need not spend their energy in binding their own calcium carbonate skeleton. This is what I told you. Skeleton would be framed by the researchers, and the calcium carbonate would be sedimented and deposited on the particular skeletal based. But a minimum electrical current must be used for biorock technology. And Miyawaki method is somewhat associated with the forest actually. So creation of mini forest in the urban area called Miyawaki method. The method involves planting 2 or 4 trees per square meter. Miyawaki forest growing 2 to 3 years and are self-sustaining. That is so. It is answer is C. Creation of mini forest in the urban area, Miyawaki method. The 51. So here also there are some ambiguity because anyway this is a historical and the somewhat constitutional question, but somewhat we need to think over this question actually. The Government of India Act, we know that because everyone knows that in the Government of India Act, the provincial subject must have been divided into the transfer subject as well as the reserve subject. The reserve subject under the Governor General and Council, transfer subject would be given to the Indian Minister and their Council. But here it's a very detailed about which are the subject have been reserved as subject. So since it's a reserve subject, we can go with definitely the land revenue, we can be eliminated. So once if we eliminated, finally I can, but anyway, you reserve this question, I guess it so. I guess it. So 1, 1, 3, 4, 1, 1, 2, 4. I guess it, but not. I'm not fixing the answer. I need to again. I need to reassert the question. So please watch the website for this question later regarding the government of India 1990. So in medieval time, Fanam. So if you belong to Tamil people, you can easily say Fanam is a coin. The Malabar term, Fanam is the coastal or Kerala Malabar term. The medieval India, Fanam is the coin. This is the Fanam, especially Fanam is the silver coin. And here also again, this question is reserved for the later discussion, because this is also all the three people have some different sources says a different answer. So please watch the website for the later updation. And just a minute. And yeah, 54 is also 53, 54, and yeah, reserved 53, 54. You can get answer from the website in the later part. Come to the 55. Coming to the 55, with reference to the Indian history, consider the following text. So Nettipakarna and all the terms used in the Indian history, we'll discuss about this. So here we can give the answer. Just a minute. It's all that is Jaina text. Every year there is a question from Buddhist and Jainist text. So Jainist text here 2 and 4 would be applicable to the Jainist text. So Parisista Parvan and Trisatalikshana Mahapurana. These are all the texts associated with the Jaina text actually. So all the 3 is incorrect. So eliminating 3. Once if you eliminate 3, you can land with 3, because 3 is associated with actually, that is 3 is associated with the Buddha text probably I think Sanskrit Buddhist legend actually. It's called Century of Noble Deeds. It is an anthology in Sanskrit of 100. Basically, Buddhist would be Pali text actually. Some of the later Buddhist texts have been made in the Sanskrit. That's why if you eliminate 3, you can land with the this is the answer. That is B is the answer. 2 and 4. And the historical person, Arya Deva and Dignanga Nadamuni. Here there is a match the following. So answer is C. 2 pairs are matching. What are the 2 pairs are matching? So Arya Deva, Buddhist scholar. So eliminated. And Dignaga. So Arya Deva is a Nagarjuna's disciple. It's a Buddhist scholar. Dignaga is also a Buddhist scholar. So it's a right one. Nadamuni. Nadamuni is a Vaishnavite scholar. Is a Ranganatha Muni, popularly known as Sriman Nadamuni, was a Vaishnavite scholar. So it's all right. All the 2 statements are right actually. But Arya Deva is a Buddhist scholar. Wrong statement. And Indian history, consider the following statement. The first Mongol invasion of India happened during the reign of Jalaluddin Khilji. Probably wrong statement. It might be the Iltutmish, I think, if I'm right. During the reign of the Alauddin Khilji, one Mongol assault marched up to Delhi and besieged the city. Muhammad bin Tughlaq temporarily lost possessions. Let's discuss about. Statement 1 is incorrect. Genghis Khan invaded. So Mongol might be the Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan belongs to the Mongol invasion. Genghis Khan invaded during the reign of Iltutmish. For the first time, he was founder of the first great Khan of the Mongol Empire. Second statement is during the reign of Alauddin Khilji, one of the Mongol invasion reached till the outskirts of Delhi and yes, that is right statement actually. And third one, Muhammad bin, it's an incorrect statement. Muhammad defeated the Mongols and he had not lost any of the portion of his kingdom. So the Mongol and Delhi, so this is a source actually. Third statement is also incorrect statement. So finally, we can go with answer B. Second statement is right statement. And 58, with reference to the Indian history, Kulal Daran is the, I think it is Shadis. Yes. The Shadis were claimed to descend of the Prophet through the daughter Fatima. They commanded special respect to the Muslim society. Even the Taimur protected the life of the Shadis during the invasion of India. Although this policy was one of the general slaughter, the Shadis put on pointed cap Kula, and they were known as Kula Daran. That is why Kula Daran during the Delhi Sultanate. So this is the book source, Kula Daran. And the reference to the Indian history, consider the following statement. The Dutch established their factories warehouse on the east coast on lands granted them by Gajapati rulers. Alfonso de Albuquerque captured the Goa from Bijapur Sultanate. The English East India Company established a factory in Madras on the plot of land leased from the representative of Vijayanagara Empire. So B is the right answer here. One is wrong probably because it is incorrect because next to the Portuguese, the Dutch set their feet in India, 602. The United East India Company of the Netherlands was formed and given permission by the Dutch government trading East, including India. Established the factories warehouse in the Gajapati. It is not a Gajapati rulers. That is why first statement is wrong. So Gajapati rule in 1541, but they fit in 602. So the last ruler was that is Kapurva Deva. So Alfonso de Albuquerque captured Goa from Bijapur. That is right. Statement 3 is also right. English East India Company established a factory in Madras. That is also right. The Hindu newspaper source actually. So answer is B, 2 and 3. 60th question. Here also I just reserve this question. I need some more research on this question regarding Yakavilya Sathasastra. So please watch our website later. And 61. Tight monetary policy of US Federal Reserve could lead to the capital fight. Tight monetary policy, the tight monetary policy in US Federal, capital flight may increase the interest cost of firms with the existing external commercial borrowing. Devaluation of the domestic currency decreases the currency risk associated with ECB. So here, just a minute. Yes, you reserve, please reserve this question for the later. That's why I have not given any answer. And this is also ambiguity because I have given this. Because how many of the above generally in the tea producing states? If you look at that, there are various sources giving the various answers. Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Himachal Pradesh, Tripura. That's why we need to clarify this question. How many of the above or generally known as tea producing states? We can go with Kerala, but regarding the Himachal Pradesh, Tripura, we need to some more clarity. And in India, credit rating agencies are regulated by Reserve Bank of India. That is right statement. The rating agency, popularly known as ICRA, is a public limited company. Yes, ICRA is a public limited. That is a rating agency. That is also right. Brickwork is a rating as an Indian credit rating. Yeah, Brickwork is a company. All the three are the right answer here. Brickwork is a company. If you look at this website, there is a company Brickwork works on Indian credit rating agency. And this is also very easy. With reference to the Bank Board Bureau. Bank Board Bureau was, I think, 2019 paper, the same kind of question was asked. The governor of the RBI is chairman of BBA. Definitely no. If you eliminate one, you can land with the answer B. So RBI is not a chairman of the Bank Board Bureau. Anyway, other two options. Bank Board Bureau recommends for the selections of the head of the public sector. The same statement was given in the 2019 paper. If you have 2019 paper, you can go on. So Bank Board recommends. BPP helps the public sector by developing strategies and capital raising plan. Yes, 2 and 3 is the right answer. And convertible bonds, consider the following statement. As there is an option to exchange the bond for equity, convertible bonds pay lower rate of interest. Yeah, that is right actually. Convertible bond is an instrument. So it is an option. There is an option to exchange the bond for the equity. This bond can be exchanged as an equity. So convertible bond bear the lower rate of interest as exchange in this equity. The option to convert the equity affords the bondholder a degree of indexation to rise in the consumer prices. That is also right. When you convert the convertible bond to the equity, indexation must be fixed. And consider the following. India is the member of what are the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, Missile Technology Control Regime, Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Let's discuss. India is the member of all the organizations. Let's discuss. The Shanghai Cooperation currently comprises of 8 member states: China, India, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Pakistan, Tajikistan. Missile Technology Control Regime on 27th June, India became the full member of the MTCR. Missile technology. After the deal was struck with Italy, this marks the first entry into any multilateral export Asian infrastructure development investment on 2014, that is October 24, 2014. 21 countries signed the memorandum of understanding. This is the Hindu newspaper news. So all India is member. And Vietnam has been one of the fastest growing economics in the world in the recent year. This is a world economic probably. Vietnam is led by a multi-party political system. Vietnam's economic growth is linked to its integration with the global supply chains and focus on export. For the long time, Vietnam low labor cost and stable exchange rates have attracted global manufacturers. Vietnam is the most productive e-service sector. We have 5 options. Let's discuss. Option is C, that is 1-3 provide 2. Statement 1 is correct. According to the forecast by PricewaterhouseCoopers, that is a survey in February, to Vietnam may be the fastest growing of the world economics. This kind of the question is, in my point of view, it is out of syllabus regarding it, because we will not discuss and we will not refer all countries' economic and political status. Actually, anyway, fortunately, if you have come across this kind of information, you might have performed well. Actually, Vietnam may be the fastest growing in the world economics with potential annual GDP of 5.1%, which would make its economy the 10th largest by 2050. Statement 3 is also right. Vietnam's economic growth will include integration with global supply chains. Absolutely right. Vietnam has a low labor cost. So 1, 3, 4 is right. And 2, 5. It is not a multi-party. Vietnam has the most productive service, also not there. And India, which of the following is responsible for such an easy question? So price stability and controlling inflation is RBI control, Reserve Bank of India's control, because the Reserve Bank will fix the band actually, repo, reverse repo, and everything. Basically, when you take the word of inflation, that is a matter of open market operation. So the same kind of the question the first was there in within the first 10 questions. So when inflation is high, so open market operation is the device which will used by the RBI, which will suck the excessive money in the society in form of selling the government securities to the society and the public. At the same time, when the inflation is very low, money would be injected by the RBI. So RBI is the right answer. And non-fungible tokens, consider the following statement. They enable the digital representation of the physical asset. They are unique cryptographic token that exist in the blockchain. They can be traded or exchanged with the equivalency. That is wrong, because even in the previously we discussed about the kind of the science and technology question, the blockchain, non-fungible tokens. It is not equivalency. It is deferred actually. It will be deferred in every transaction. That is why 1 and 2 is right answer. They can be traded or exchanged with the equivalency and therefore can be used as a medium of commercial transaction. Never. 1 and 2 is right answer. And here, so Gadaprabha, I think it is in Andhra Pradesh if I'm right. Gandhi Sagar, Madhya Pradesh, right? Indra Sagar is also Madhya Pradesh. Maitan is a Jharkhand. So only 1 pair is. So how many pairs are not correctly matched? So not correctly matched. So probably it is 1 pair is rightly matched. So 3 pairs is not correctly matched. Anyway, we will reserve this. It's a not correct question. Not correct question. Once again I'll review this question. Reserve this question, I'll review. Because probably Gandhi Sagar is the right one. That is why. In India, which one of the following compiles information on industrial dispute? So if you look at the industrial dispute, closer retention and layoff factories employing workers, it is a labor bureau. So industry is associated with closer retention labor bureau only. So labor bureau has been bringing out statistics on industrial dispute, closer retention layoff based on the voluntary returns received every month from the labor department. CCO, coal. In India, what is the role of the coal control organization? The CCO is the major source of the coal statistics in Government of India. It monitors progress of development in the coal lignite blocks. It hears any objections of the government notification related to the acquisition of coal bearing. It ensures that coal mining companies delivers. The answer is statement 1 is right. Coal controller has been made the statistical authority. So 1 is right. Second is also right. Functioning the coal control organization entrusted the task of monitoring captive mines. Third is also right. So coal control is the competent authority under the Act of Hear and Objection of central government. So fourth is wrong. So answer 1 and 3. It ensures that coal mining companies deliver the coal to end users at a prescribed time. No, it cannot ensure that. So 1, 2, 3 is the right answer. in particular area the brought the fifth schedule. It is a polity question. So once if the particular area brought on the fifth schedule of the Constitution of India, which one of the following statement best reflect the consequences of it actually? So one is governor can make regulations for the peace and good government of the scheduled area after consulting the tribe advisory council. So fifth schedule and sixth schedule deal about the tribal population. Such regulation may prohibit or restrict the transfer of land by tribal to non-tribal members. So A is the exclusive right, would prevent the transfer of land to the non-tribal. And 74th question, the Indian Sanitation Coalition is the platform to promote sustainable sanitation, and it is funded by the Government of India and the World Health Organization. The National Institute of Urban Affairs is an apex body of the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs in Government of India and provides innovative solutions. So answer is here. So both the statement probably the wrong statement, because the Indian Sanitation Coalition is a multi-stakeholder platform that brings together the private sector, government, financial, civil society. Here, it is a platform to provide sustainable sanitation by the Government of India and World Health Organization. No, it is a multi-partner. The National Institute of Urban Affairs is a leading national think tank urban planning development as a hub of generation. So National Institute of Urban is not an apex body. So both the statement are wrong. Answer D. And which of the following is another easy question? That is under the Environmental Protection Act. I think in this question there is a confusion between Central Groundwater Board and Central Groundwater Authority. So I think many people might have done the mistake in this question. The answer is Central Groundwater Authority. This is a government website. I have taken from this screenshot from the government website. Listen, the website headed is Central Groundwater Board, but inside the website there is a Central Groundwater Authority. The exact answer is Central Groundwater Authority has been constituted under Section 3 of the Environmental Protection Act 1986. So Central Groundwater Authority is the right answer. Central Groundwater Board is the supplementary body of the ministry. Central Groundwater Authority was created under the Section 3 of the Environmental Protection Act 1986. And 76th question, with reference to the United Nations Credentials Committee, under the following statement, there are three statements. It is a committee set up by the UN Security Council to work under the supervision. It traditionally meets in March, June, September every year. It assesses the credentials of all UN members before submitting a report to General Assembly for the approval. So first one is the wrong answer. The United Nations Credentials Committee is a committee of the United Nations General Assembly, but it is not a Security Council. Here it is given Security Council. It is also incorrect. A credential committee is appointed at the beginning of each regular session of the General Assembly, not particular 3 months. Its main purpose is to report the Assembly regarding the credentials of the body's representative. So C is the right answer. And next one is polar code, or not here. So here answer is A. Third one is the right answer. So here, what is a polar code? So polar code, it is an international code for safety of ships operating polar water. It is agreement of the countries around the North Pole regarding the demarcation of their territories of their polar region. It is a set of norms to be followed by the countries whose scientists undertake research studies. It is a trade and security agreement member. So polar code is the polar code poster. Polar code is the international code for ships operating in the polar waters. The polar code covers the full range of design, construction, equipment, operation, training. So basically it is a international code for ships operating in the polar water. A is the right answer. This is not A is the right answer. 78th question. With reference to the United Nations General Assembly, consider the following statement. UN General Assembly can grant observer status to the non-member states. Intergovernmental organization can seek observer status in the UN General Assembly. Permanent observer in the UN General Assembly can maintain mission at UN headquarters. So one is right actually. The United Nations General Assembly may grant non-member states, international organization and other entities. Second is also right. General Assembly decided that observer status would be confined to the states and intergovernmental organization. Third is also right. Permanent observer may be participate in the sessions and working of the mission. So all the three are right. And 79th question, T-board. T-board in India. The T-board is a statutory body. Statutory body is nothing but the body must be created by the act of the parliament. It is a regulatory body attached to the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers. The Tea Board head office is situated in Bangalore. The board has overseas office in Dubai and Moscow. So D is the answer. 1-4. So let's discuss about the Tea Board. That is, the Tea Board of India is an autonomous and statutory body created in the Tea Act 1953. 3 is incorrect because headquarters is Kolkata. Statement 4 is correct. Office are located. So Tea Board headquarters is Kolkata. And greenwashing. Greenwashing is a terminology we are using. So it is a conveying the false impression that the company product are eco-friendly and environmentally sound. Now, and non-inclusion of ecological environmental cost is an annual financial statement of the country that is ignoring the disastrous ecological consequences while undertaking infrastructure development, making mandatory provisions for environmental cost in a government project program. Probably it's a conveying the false impression. That is, greenwashing is a process of conveying the false impression or providing, just a minute, or providing misleading information about how companies' product are more environmentally sound. Greenwashing is considered an unsubstantiated claim to deceive consumer into believing that the company product are environmental friendly. This is what greenwashing. And geography question. High clouds primarily reflect solar radiation. Wrong, actually. Low clouds have a high absorption of the infrared. That is also wrong. Both are wrong in this geography question. And this is also a refer for the later. You look at the website. And because we need to do some work on this BTPD, the large refuse settlement. And consider the following countries. So, which of the above are members of Organization of Turkey State? Turkey organizations. So here the 2 and 5 only. Azerbaijan and Uzbekistan. Organization of the Turkey State, formally called Turkey Council of the Cooperation Speaking State, is Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkey, and Uzbekistan. So Armenia is not there, Croatia is not there, Romania is not there. And consider the following statement. Gujarat is the largest solar park. No, it is Rajasthan. Kerala has a fully solar power international level. I think it's a Kochi. Goa has the largest floating solar power. No, it is also not there. So second answer is right. And 85th question. With reference to the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, consider the following statement. A coastal state has the right to establish the breadth of its territorial sea up to the not exceeding 12 nautical miles. Ship of all states, whether coastal or landlocked, enjoy the right of innocent passage through territorial sea. The exclusive economic zone shall not extend beyond 200 nautical miles. Look at that. So these are all the notes from the answer. 1 is correct. Actually, D is the answer for this question. So all the 3 statements are right if you look at that. The innocent passage has been codified by the UN Convention of Law of the Sea, was adopted 82, known as Law of the Sea Treaty. Purpose of, if you look at this anyway, so all the statements are right as per the discussion. You just go and you just read about this treaty. That is, this treaty is about maybe sometime current affairs also. That's why you refer with this. And which of the following statement that is reflects the issue of Senkaku Island? That is very old current affairs. China and Japan engaged the maritime dispute over the Senkaku Island in the East China Sea. China and Japan. It's an uninhabited island. And Chad, Ghana, Lebanon, Tunisia. Here also we need to pair this. So how many pairs are? So pair 1 is incorrectly matched. Pair 2 is correctly matched because the president of Guinea was detained. So what is it? Setting up suspension of constitution government by military. That is, pair 3 is also correctly matched. Lebanon, severe and prolonged economic. Lebanon economical collapse after defaulted 31 billion euro bonds. And 4 correct. So Tunisia, President Kias Said on Monday extended his months-long suspension of the parliament. So 3 pairs are matched. First one is not matched. Chart not, military not matched. And here I think another Anatolia maybe Turkey, Amhara, Ethiopia. I think Cabo Delgado belongs to the Mozambique. Catalonia is a Spain. So 2 pairs are correctly matched. And with reference to the Indian law about the wildlife protection, consider the following statement. Wild animals are the sole property of the government. When a wild animal is declared protected, such animals is entitled for the equal protection, whether it is found protected areas or outside. Apprehension of the protected wild animals becoming danger. So answer is 1 is correct. The significant verdict of the Bombay High Court has ruled that wild animals, including tiger, should be treated as government property for all purpose, and any damage caused by them should be compensated by the government. Second is also right. The law government the subject of wildlife. The wildlife does not discriminate between animals found in protected and outside. That is also right. 3 is an incorrect statement. So apprehension. Only if the wild animal become a danger to the human life or diseased or disabled beyond recovery can it be allowed to be captured and killed by the competent authority. So apprehension of the protected wild animal becoming a danger to the human life, sufficient ground for its capture or killing. So apprehension is not. So mere apprehension is not allowed. Apprehension or fear that wild animal would endanger you. No. So there is some grounds to prove and justify that when it could be captured and killed. Only if the wild animal become danger to the human life or a diseased or disabled beyond recovery, it can be allowed. That is why A is the answer 1 and 2. 3 is not the answer. And certain species of the following organism, probably ant actually. Ant, because there is a fungi and insects are in the symbiotic relationship from the very early age actually. So ant take from its food from the fungal. So anyway, this is also to be referred. So ant, wasp, beetles, and variety of other insects. Because when I take that insect, cockroach is also sometime. But ant is the most close nearby answer is ant, and multiple sources are saying that ant and fungals are, that is the ant are the very good cultivator of the fungus. Fungal variety, including room and board. So ants, wasps, beetles, a variety of other insects have adopted using fungi, primary green structures, use of food. And next one is another this. That's the following: Dauli, Yerragudi, Jauguda, Kalsi. These are all the Asoka's major rock edicts actually. So B is the right answer. Only 2 pairs are matched actually. So pair 1 correctly matched. Dauli is located in Orissa. That is right. And Yerragudi is located in Andhra Pradesh. But here it's given, Yerragudi is Andhra Pradesh. And third one, incorrect. Because Jaugada is Orissa. It is Madhya Pradesh is given. Kalsi is Uttarakhand. This is also wrong. So 2 pairs are matched. And again here the following match, that is Nanuka. Nanuka is a Chandela ruler. That is right. Jayasakti is also Chandela. Nanuka is a founder of the Chandela. Jayasakti is also Chandela. So second statement is wrong. Nahabhatta. I think it's right. Gujara Pratihara. Let's discuss. Boja is not Rashtrakoot. Boja, I think, is Tomars. Anyway, discuss. Probably be 2 pairs. That is, first one is correctly matched. Yes, as I told you, Jayasakti belongs to the Chandela. Pratigara, third one is Pratigara. Gujara Pratigara. Boja incorrect. Boja was a king from Pratigara. Yes, not Tomar, Pratigara. That is why 2 pairs are matched. 93. Sangam literature and the ancient South India. A little bit tricky question, but anyway, I've taken answer from some of the resources. What are the 4 answers? Sangam poems are devoid of any reference to the material culture. I think it is not. It mentions some of the material culture. The social classification of Varna was known in the Sangam poet. Probably may not. Sangam poem have no reference to the warrior ethic actually. That is also questionable. Sangam literature refers to the magical forces irrational. So tentatively I go with the very near answer B, because all the 4 answers very disputable because it's a literature question. Anyway, tentatively I give the B. Don't fix it actually. Sangam literature has references of material culture. A lot of material cultures are involved in the Sangam literature. because Sangam literature deals about the material culture actually and war tactic and ethics. The Varna system not practiced but not. That is what's the problem. That is the ambiguity in the question. That is why anyway, as of now, tentatively I have given the B answer. And Yoga Vasista, here is another biggest ambiguity in the question because Yoga Vasista was translated into the Persian by Nizamuddin Panipati. The Yoga Vasista was a Sanskrit text actually translated to the Persian in the multiple times, but started from Akbar, Jahangir, so multiple times in Tara Shukho. But anyway, since we started in Akbar, we can go with Akbar. Yoga Vasista, we can go with Akbar. But anyway, you can refer with some other references, some other institute key also. So go with the even sometimes UPSC authorized key also you may get it. So as of now, we can fix with the Akbar. And the Yoga Vasista was translated to the Persians. Yeah, Akbar, Jahangir, Tara Shukho, Nizamuddin Panipati is a scholar. That is why ambiguous. And the world's second tallest statue in the sitting post of Ramanuja. That is, you know, that very recently was inaugurated by the Prime Minister of India. So the teaching of the Ramanuja, again, it is always all the four answers closest to the teaching of the Ramanuja. But so Ramanuja propounded important theories. Salvation was the devotion. That is what yoga, not this one. Salvation was with the, just a minute. So salvation was almost the devotion. But here also, if you look at this, all the three options, it also almost closest to the teaching of the Ramanuja. So tentatively, we can fix with the answer tentatively. And next one is, this is a very nice question. The Prime Minister recently inaugurated the new circuit house near Somnath Temple at the Verawal. Which of the following statement? Somnath Temple is one of the Jyotirlingas, right? Yeah, that is right. Somnath Temple would be called as Adi Jyotirlinga. Adi Jyotirlinga. The description of the Somnath Temple was given by Al-Biruni. The excellent description was given by the Al-Biruni. I'll tell that what was the description. Then that is Pran Pratishtha of Somnath Temple. That is installation of the present temple done by the Rajendra Prasad, not Radhakrishnan. If you eliminate 3, you can go with 1 and 2. So this was the description. Al-Biruni described, 11th century Persian historian Al-Biruni described, that is, in the Somnath Temple, 300 musicians, 500 dancing girls, and 300 barbers to shave the head of the visiting pilgrims. Somnath glory and fame are legendary, and revenue collected from 10,000 villages was spent on maintenance of the temple. So the temple was maintained by the revenue which is collected from the 10,000 villages actually. 2,000 Brahmins served the idol, and the golden chain attached to the huge bell plate announcing the commencement of the prayer. This was the description given by the Al-Biruni in his book actually. So Rajendra Prasad, 13 November 1947, that is Pratishtha. Pran Pratishtha was done by the Rajendra Prasad, not Radhakrishnan. And which of the following statement best describes the B cells and D cells? I think it's go with the protective, the disease caused by pathogens. If you go that, so the B cells, invaders outside the cell, it attack infected cell. So this is what the B cell and D cells diagram. B cell, while white blood cells is actually immune that will give the adaptive immune response to the organism. If you go that, they protect the body from allergen. It is not allergen, and inflammation and alleviate in body pain. It is not a B cell, D cell. Immunosuppressant is very important. Immunosuppressant is a drug actually. You must be knowing that immunosuppressant, when someone is undergoing the operation of the transplantation, for example, if someone is transplanted, the kidney transplanted, for example, let me discuss person A, person X and Y. If Y's kidney is to be transplanted to the X body knows that some foreign body is going to be transplanted in this X. So X body will automatically refuse the kidney of the Y. That time immunosuppression will be given to the X actually. So once you suppress the immune system, the foreign body would be implanted in the system, and immunosuppression will be given until the body will adopt with the new organ. That is called immunosuppression. So immunosuppression is the drug actually. So B cell, D cell will not act as the immunosuppression. They protect the body from the pathogens. And See, function they differ against the virus. This is a B cell function. This is a T cell virus and bacterial that enter to the blood and lymph. They differ against pathogens including protists and fungal enter into the cell. This is a B cell function. This is a T cell function. And nanoparticle. This is also we need some more references. So please reserve this question. Nanoparticles and DNA barcoding almost. So here assess the. I think from the DNA barcoding, we cannot assess the age of plant animal. I can give an example. So if you go to the supermarket, you may see the some product which is similar to the other product. If you look at it, even I have taken some meme from the social media. The fruity masa slice seems to be similar, but through the barcode we can differentiate the similar properties. That is very important. That's what I have given the mechanism of the barcode. So this is the unknown organism we don't know. So when I have an unknown organism, I'll take a DNA extraction. A part of the DNA extraction, the barcode fragment would be generated. Based on the barcode, I can refer with the previous classification or the taxonomy of the animal, and I can distinguish the unknown animal. So I can distinguish the animal. I cannot assess the age of the animal or plant. This is what. So the group of the species are there. The DNA would be segregated, and for every DNA fragment, the barcode would be generated. So the DNA barcode is act like a supermarket things that is we can. So through the barcode, you can differentiate the product. You cannot differentiate the age of the product. That is what you can eliminate it. To distinguish among the species, look like identify undesirable animal. Yes, of course. If you have food, if your food have some kind of plant material or animal materials are there in the food material, we can send it to the laboratory. And based on the laboratory, you can take the and the particular laboratory you can take the fragment of the gene or the DNA. Based on the DNA barcode, you can easily find out what unknown animal it is. And finally, I think the acid train goes with the regarding so carbon monoxide, excess of the acid train. So sulfur, you can eliminate three, and nitrogen oxide and sulfur oxide may be the answer. So it's a tentative discussion only, guys. So you cannot fix anything and you don't decide anything because very short time we have worked out this. I hope you have enjoyed this session. So anyway, you keep watching our website for the updated and well updated, and because a lot of institute are most of the institute are giving the wrong answer, or sometimes most of the institutes are giving some different answer also. I may be wrong in some places, or you might be correct on some places. That is why we don't decide only with my sources. So anyway, I worked with utmost care. If you have any dispute, we can put it in the YouTube comment box and anything. And you have your second paper discussion on tomorrow 10 o'clock. Please join with us tomorrow 10 o'clock. Now you can, I expect any dispute or any different from, if you have anything, you can put it in the comment box. I'm ready to clarify. Yes, thanks for joining with us. You keep on watching our website. Yeah, tomorrow 10 o'clock, you can join the second paper and you can refer with all other sources also. You can suggest if any upgradation is there. So you can visit our website and you can send the mail also. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining us. Thank you.